Of course. Of course. They pulled me off of mute when I'm like clearing my throat. Ocean is our mod god today. Good morning, cousin. My brain just went in like 5 different directions there. That was fun. That was fun. I did the same thing this morning that I did yesterday, in that I made coffee and poured one too many cups because it's delicious, and I forget that delicious also means caffeine. And so here we are, a little like jacked up, and I'm about to do a live collective divination ceremony. All jacked up on Mountain Dew. Not Mountain Dew. Delicious coffee. Okay. It's Monday. How is it Monday already? How is it 4:20 already? I was just telling Ocean that I am woefully unprepared as the solo smoker in the house. It's a different vibe. But yeah, happy 4:20. My birthday is in 3 days. In 3 days is my birthday. And Maine, springtime in Maine is a terrible flirt. It was snowing last night too. So all of this is happening, and I've had too much coffee. So we're going to take a little minute. We're going to take a little minute and just like say, hi, how are you doing this morning? How was your coffee? Or we could just dive into the divination ceremony and see what happens. Like that could be a thing. Let's just do that. All right, I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths so I can get my shit together, because clearly that is needed this morning. And then I'm going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. Okay. All right, let's do this. I keep forgetting to do like an intro. I forget to introduce myself all the time. I think we've been doing this for so long that I just like, if you're here, you know who I am. Let's do this kind of a thing. But for formality, my name is Jen Marie. I am an initiated high priestess and sorceress of chaos. I have been actively practicing witchcraft for over 30 years, and I have been in educational spaces for the last 20 years, specializing in getting witches to work together to repair their relationship with themselves so that they can repair their relationship with community, so that we can start actually tipping tables together. As well, we should. I can't flip the tables by myself, guys. I need help. So let's do this. Anywho, coffee. 3 deep breaths, divination ceremony. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space. For our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. Now we make a declaration of intention. I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. Good morning. Before I came live this morning, as I was doing my makeup, I was listening to the newest episode of Wisdom in the Weave on Spotify. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so glad that we finally ended up doing that. It's something that we put off for years and years, doing a podcast like that. It's very tidy. It's very tidy. The timing of it is very tidy. If you haven't heard it yet or watched it, because the video is also, you can watch the live recording as well. It's about how your relationship with your physical body influences your magical practice. So good. All right. So we're asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? It was fun to record. We're already getting nudges to do it more frequently instead of once a month. But you guys have to remember that what we do full time is we manage the operations of an international resource center. And some of us still also have full-time 9-to-5s on top of that. And so getting us together is a magical act in and of itself. But we all enjoy it so much. I can see a more frequent recording. And the things that you hear in like the podcast Wisdom in the Weave, those are our daily conversations, like all of us. Like that is the kind of stuff that we talk about all of the time. And so any given gathering that we're all hanging out, if we recorded it, we could make it into a podcast, because that's what like we do. And there have been discussions. Of course, there's been discussions for years of getting, someone to follow me around with a camera and do some kind of like reality TV show or something to show what it is that we are doing, again, on an international scale, like every day. If you guys only knew the moves that we're making and the things that are happening in this world that we're building, you'd lose your minds. Okay. Where does our attention in this world that we are building, right? In this way that we are choosing to engage with our lived experience, we have this big decision to make, right? We've been talking about it for months now, right? What do you want to invest your physical, mental, and emotional labor into this year? What are you investing in? And what you choose to invest in carries significant weight this year, particularly because whatever you choose is going to be wildly successful. So if you're choosing to continue to invest in a system that is dependent on your subjugation, you will be deeper into that. Or if you choose to invest in living the life of your dreams, it's inevitable. You just have to choose and do it and be brave, right? So that's been kind of the theme of this year so far with our readings. And let's see what we got today. It's been recently a lot about our relationship with grief and letting go. The Four of Pentacles upright. So this is where our attention needs to be today to bring the most expansion in this process, right? So I'm going to read the prompt that's written, and I'm not going to influence you with my own interpretation. I'm going to let you brew on it for a minute. You've managed to accumulate a significant amount of material wealth after working very hard to get to the point you're at now. Be sure not to become overly greedy and hoarding your fortune. Without risk, there is no reward. Don't be afraid to jump into uncharted territory. Try a new venture, invest in business, or seek new opportunities. And the reverse, because it's about the whole card, you've been nothing but materialistic and have been spending your money carelessly and wildly. You should get a hold of your financial resources before they start running dry. You may also be having a difficult time trusting people and are being greedy with your emotions. Mm. You're brewing. I'm letting that happen. I'm brewing myself. What does this card mean to you after reading that? So there's this thing among most of these underground witchcraft communities that I've engaged in. One funny little aspect that kind of ties them all together is their preparation for the zombie apocalypse, right? Everyone's got a game plan for the zombie apocalypse. It's like we've all known that the world was going to get real weird at some point in our life. And so internally, we've been strategizing and planning for this in one way or another. Am I right? Raise your hand if you have in some way, or engage in the comments, if you have at some point in your life strategize for when the world gets weird. And I'm not talking about the intense prepper kind of stuff. If that's where you went, that's where you went. My family mainstreamed, my magical family mainstreamed as LDS growing up, and preparing for long-term survival was a big deal, right? There's evacuation plans, and there's food storage, and they take it very, very seriously. So that's the environment that I grew up in. And nobody's commenting. Nobody else has planned for a zombie apocalypse. I mean, come on, seriously. I really expected a lot more engagement. Anyway, guys, that could be just me. So the world is getting weird, especially for my fellow witches that live in the United States of embarrassment. The world's getting weird. We all know it. And we have all been influenced to believe that that's going to look a certain way, right? There's 4 different ways I could go with this. How are you feeling about that right now? How are you feeling about the world getting weird, or your world getting weird? What are the things that you're thinking about as far as preparation for that? What are you doing in preparation for it? And this isn't coming from a place of fear. I'm not trying to instill fear, but what are you doing? This is very much an action time too. And this card is dialing it in to do you have a plan? Are you making a plan, or are you just haphazardly buying everything that you can possibly think of that might help you when things get weird? Like, what are you doing with that? And, you know, it wouldn't be a terrible thing to make sure that you had at least 3 days worth of, like, food on hand, or, a month of food on hand. It wouldn't be, like, weird to be like, "Hey, maybe I should start learning how to grow my own food. Maybe I should invest in learning some, like, wild harvesting, or, um, primitive skills in some way." That wouldn't be weird or out of the box, right? That wouldn't be investing in, like, frivolous things, panic buying, right? So, and also, what are you considering as a resource for when the world gets weird? What are you considering a resource? Because your conditioning has you focused on the material things that you need, the stuff. But I can tell you right now from experience that the most valuable resource you can have when the world gets weird is community, friends, people that love you, people you've invested in. That is your most valuable investment. That's why so much of what we do at the Resource Center is helping you repair that relationship with community, so that you have the support to live the life that you want to live, right? So you're not in fear or not feeling dependent on this structure that is crumbling. We're all watching it crumble, right? What are you doing to uh, be a better member of a community? What are you doing for that? Okay. So this is about the Four of Pentacles, is about your relationship with feeling secure, especially like now when things are crumbling. We don't know what's going to look like. There's a lot of fear being thrown around. There's a lot of stuff. And, a question stuck with me a couple of years ago, what do witches do when they know hard times are coming? What do? Witches plant seeds. We plant seeds. We prepare. We dig in. Right? Heather says prepping from an abundance mindset is different from scarcity fear mindset. You are poised to provide. Exactly. Okay. There's a lot of different ways that we can approach this. And today is a great day to kind of look into what are you feeling about it? Be real with yourself. Are you panic buying? Are you wishing you could? Are you feeling powerless to prepare? Let's check in, see what's there. There is no good or bad. There is no you're doing it wrong. It's just, what are you doing? What are you doing isn't an attack. And that's really important for you to really internalize, because we were taught to be combative with each other. But what are you doing means, okay, awareness, check. Like, what am I actually doing? Instead of running around with a blindfold on. Anyway, let's look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing our relationship with being prepared, and that feeling secure when things are shaky. The Two of Wands upright. I'm going to read this. You've been hit with a spark of inspiration. Now you must figure out how to turn that fire into action. Be sure to lay the groundwork before blasting forward so that you don't stumble over your own feet. Let your intuition guide you. And the reversed is you're at a crossroads. What do you want? You're reluctant to venture into the unknown despite the vast potential. Refocus and ground yourself. Remind yourself of why you're here and be sure to move with intention rather than inefficiency. And you're brewing. What does that mean to you? And remember, it's what you're in resistance to or in denial of. Are you ready for me to influence you? Get my hair out of my face. Sometimes we can be so bound by fear that we don't make a decision. We hold and we pause. And I find it interesting that both of these cards talk about, both of the cards have words that are referring to planning and like stumbling over your own feet, like getting in your own way. I think that to not include that for consideration in the reading would do us an injustice. How do you feel about planning? Are you like in a position, do you feel like you're in a tailspin of some sort and you're not able to plan because you're trying to find your footing in a crumbling world? That makes perfect sense, right? But that context, I know nothing about aviation. But to correct that tailspin, you got to remember what's up and what's down, right? You got to remember where you are so that you can reorient. And you are still in this place that you believe that you need to world build and make plans based on what you're being presented by the big happy pappy, right? This crumbling world. You don't have to wait for that to crumble. You don't have to wait to see what that looks like until the dust clears. You can start doing it now. Recognizing that your authority is within. It's not like in, is it contrast? That's not, it's not in relation to this crumbling world. You don't have to include that in your planning. You can think real big. But it is important for you to actually make a plan of some sort. Just because you make a plan, my fellow neurodivergent baddies, just because you make a plan doesn't mean you have to stick with it. The process of actually bringing a plan from inside your mind to the physical world by writing it down does some powerful shit. Don't underestimate that. That is a process within your mind that you are doing. You are bringing something into different dimensions. It's a lot more powerful than you're giving it credit. Just because you make a plan doesn't mean you have to stick with it. Okay? It doesn't lock you in. It just means it's a part of the process, okay? You don't need permission to plan now. Nope. Just start. Just start. Okay? Feeling into if there's anything else. Because there's also that fear of the unknown, right? Because to correct the tailspin, you are now locking in on something you've never locked in on before. And I get this vision of like Peter Pan going to Never Never Land, how it's this like flying to the whatever star in the whatever, but it be a different thing. So I'm seeing this like we're in a plane in a tailspin, and in order to jump to the land that we're wanting to go to, that we've never seen, that we've only known in stories, right? We have to do that within a tailspin and then choose which direction. You're in a tailspin right now. Choose which direction. That it will bloop you into either back into this mundane existence, or it will bloop you into this magical world of your dreams. It actually exists. When I say a magical world to you, right? The world of your dreams. I'm talking about I am not talking about like flying pink elephants and that. I'm talking about like obviously, yes. But what I'm talking about is the world, the dream. Most of the time when we think of a magical land, we think of a place that we are important in some way, that we are important to the story there, that we're surrounded by people that appreciate us, comrades in some way, going on an adventure to find ourselves in some way, right? That's usually what we think about when we're like, I'm gonna have the life, take me to the other dimension, right? It's a place like that exists already. What we're doing here at Weirdbrook is creating spaces like that. It's not some distant fantasy. You can have it by just choosing differently. It's that simple. It's not easy, but it is simple, right? You're welcome, Claire. Glad to help. Okay. Just get started. Make a plan. What do you want? Okay. That's it. That was quick. Well, I guess let's close out this working. I think that's one of the fastest readings we've done. Maybe it was the coffee. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. So let's put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath so we can close out this working. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, witches. If you can't be good at it. I'll see you next week. Bye.